while driving and things like that, so.
Update.
So we really need to take that apart and
Update and
update and
Right.
deal it, and make it separate from the compensation part. And that's taken care of in the CBA. And it would also cover any of our other employees, and appointed, we can have an appointed section too, which would allow a hierarchy of who to report to. I think that's really important.
Well, on the county level, they have both. We have the bargaining's contract, and we also have an employee handbook. If such, whatever cases may arise, it always reverts to the union contract first, and if it's not a union contract, it reverts to the employee handbook.
That's correct.
Because because you have union employees and exempt employees, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so we need, right. we need
Which
both.
is the same way here.
Right, we need both.
Can you provide us with the legal stuff that we need to add to this employee handbook? Or should we look elsewhere, maybe to the state?
We've done employee handbooks. There are a lot of resources. I suggested to them, you all need to make a decision whether you want me to help draft the policy and the handbook, or if you want to come up with a sample workplace harassment policy and just make it a policy that you add to your current handbook and do it one step at a time. I don't know how big of a project you're willing to get into, so that's up to the board to decide.
I would think the time frame is as important as anything here.
Well, if I may, I could get you a copy of what we have in place down to the county and maybe work with that, because it's something that's already in place.
The state has samples also. We could just simply adopt one and just have your employees, whether, I think also appointed boards should be required to read and agree to adhere to the policy.
Counselor, are we at risk if we had an incident and it wasn't covered in the employee handbook at this
I
moment?
would say you're always at risk, because if you have an incident, you can have civil or criminal charges filed against you, personally also. So I feel like you should definitely have a policy in place, and it's not just for the risk, it's for the smooth workings of your government.
In the same token, it helps protect the employees too.
Absolutely. It protects everyone, leadership
Yeah.
and employees. It's a good thing to have.
So did we get to a point where we're gonna have some activity here?
Well, I can provide her with that stuff.
That'd be a wonderful thing.
That way at least we get something started.
Sure.
We gotta start somewhere, and that might as well be the place. That's the way I feel. At least we got something.
Okay. So I can kind of move to
Yep.
get a start on it, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
I will give you my cell phone before we leave, and,
Email.
okay, go, give me.
Now, that's kind of an extension of the ethics board report,
Yes,
but have we covered everything?
yes, we have.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the ethics board report?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. We have a motion, a second. Do we have any further discussion? All those in favor of acceptance?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, highway superintendent. Artie, how do you want to do this? You want to open your bids?
Well, let me just give my report quick. It's
Okay.
pretty short and sweet, and we'll open it like that. Since last month, we've mowed first pass. We will start second pass after the week of the 4th. We've been hauling in material for grading the dirt roads and shoulder work. Been replacing culverts. We regraded some of the dirt roads again. Currently trimming limbs and cleaning ditches here and there, just small miscellaneous shop work. We're going to run all the town roads, trim the limbs on all the town roads to keep them from whacking the trucks in the wintertime. And the other thing is the blacktop bids.
This one is from Hanson Aggregates. It's the only one we have. And it should be what page already?
The last page.
Last page. Always get this wrong. Okay, the total bid is $111,048.60. It's 59.80 tons. No, 59.80 per ton for 715 tons at 42,757 for Digert Road. Pavlis Road, your top is 59.80 per ton at 1,075 tons for 64,285. And type 6F true and level course is 59.80 per ton at 67 tons for $4,006.60. So it's all 59.80 a ton for all of it.
They just got it broke down by roads.
They got it broke down by roads and the type of, it's all 6F top, and then except for the one for
Well, you highway guys, what you got to say?
It's a reason.
Yep.
Price of asphalt's gone up, so
Yeah,
if
escalation
we,
rate went
if
right
we
up.
had bid last month, there would've been an escalation in the price anyway, so by waiting a month, the escalation is, to this month's current price is already included.
And if we wait another month, the escalation could go up even
Could go up or it could
significant
go,
more.
it could go down too.
All that being said, are we happy with 59.80 a ton?
I think it was less than we paid last year, if I remember correctly.
Well, the total aggregate's under what we thought, right?
Total dollars?
Yeah.
Oh, we're way under on total
Okay,
dollars.
then, well, that's good.
But as far as price per ton, I know Hanson has Town of Mohawk's paving next road down, and they're using binder, so it's a course of materials a little cheaper, and their price ain't much cheaper than ours. So they're within reason.
No, that escalation rate this month for modified binder, he quoted me 55 and change for the bike path that we've been doing.
Well, there's $130,000 in the budget for paving. That includes $66,000 of CHIPS money, which we are also getting the Pave New York money and the Extreme Winter Recovery, which is not in the budget. So that's another $22,000, almost $23,000 that the town's gonna get, that we didn't plan on getting. So as of right now, theoretically, there's like $150,000 we could use to spend on paving. If we do this 111, I'm still looking at chip sealing, North Con and South Con, but I'm waiting on a price for stone from Carver, and they're talking about using it as a backhaul, because their trucks go right by our shop all the time. The stone out of Rockwood is too hard to use for chip sealing.
Well, the granite stone won't cure to the oil.
Right.
The oil will
The
just
granite
run
is-
right off.
The
of
granite
it.
is so hard, the oil won't stick to it. That's the best price stone we can get. Compared to Hanson Aggregates in St. Johnsville, their stone's a lot more money. So I'm waiting to see what Carver will give us at a price of bringing stone in from another plant, comparing it to what we have to pay in St. Johnsville and us trucking it to our yard. So I'm gonna weigh that, bring that back next month as far as the chip sealing portion of what I want to do this year.
We bought stone and we bought diesel fuel both this month.
Now,
I don't like either one of them bills.
no, I wish I had stone quarry.
So your recommendation is to accept this? You're
I would
happy
say,
with the
I would
price?
recommend we go with Hanson for the paving of Pavlis Road with some T&L work done first, and then Daggett Road, we're gonna repair, originally I said half a mile, and ended up being a little over half a mile, a little less than 3/4 of a mile, just to get a couple more bad spots in.
Is your prep work done, culverts and all that kind of fishing?
We got one culvert we gotta put blacktop over, and then we're ready to pave.
Now, Artie, you got enough left, if we do this, you got enough left, you wanna chip seal North and South Con, did you wanna do Horning too, because you paved that, or when is that due for chip seal?
No, I wasn't gonna do Horning this year, just, mainly it was North Con and South Con this year.
Cause I know you wanted to chip seal within 3 years, right?
Well, yeah, but North Con has a different material on it than what Horning does. It's
Okay.
a lot coarser blacktop. That one needs to be sealed a lot quicker than what
Okay.
Horning Road does. And I was thinking about doing Crutz Road too. So maybe next year we'll do Crutz Road and Horning Road because they're right next to each other.
Well, should see what, 'cause we're gonna be chip sealing down at Palatine this year, see if we jump right on Gorman's.
That's what I say, I will use,
Why they're right here in the town.
I will
we can-
use Gorman bids it to the county, so we can just use the county bid price to do our chip sealing. The only variance we would have off the county bid price is what it costs us for the stone. So I can have accurate numbers,
But what I'm saying is the trucks will be right here. How long is it gonna take to swing over and,
they do them two roads in half a day.
exactly?
Yeah.
Okay,
So do you want us to accept this bid, or?
I would recommend it, yes.
somebody wanna make a motion?
I make a motion, we accept Hanson's bid for $111,048.60.
60 cents.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That's all I have unless somebody's got any questions.
Okay. Call it part of my report or Artie's. We have a union contract that expires December 31st. And we will be preparing budget in the next few months. I don't know what has gone on in the past as far as negotiations, but we have a union agreement, and we also have salaried employees that aren't covered by the union agreement. We've got to proceed to put together a budget, and to put together a budget, we have to have some numbers in these categories. Anybody volunteering to help with that?
The last CBA, we hired Michael Richardson, and him and myself did the CBA.
Do we prefer a professional negotiator with the union? Is
It
that,
worked out very well for us. Him and Quackenbush knew each other, they got along fine.
okay.
Okay, it was a minimal charge for us.
What's this fellow's name?
Richardson, I think it's Michael, what is it, Michael Richardson? I have his, I believe it is. We have his stuff on file
Okay.
because he did extensive work on this. And what he does is he presents, instead of the union presenting us with a contract, he presents the framework to the union, and then they work backwards. So it's us doing the presenting, which is what we want.
Any thoughts there, Artie? Yay, nay?
That's the
You're
CBA.
familiar with those guys that walk around in that town barn and drive the trucks, right?
I know, I can just tell you that all they want to do is stay even with everybody else. They've been falling behind year after year after year. All they want to do is keep up with the neighboring towns that do similar work. That's it.
So this doesn't raise a big red flag, this Michael Richardson.
No, because I mean it's a back and forth. Like Chris said, him and Chris worked on it, and the union presented one, and then they took it and revamped it and brought it back, and then hashed out a couple little things that were different,
And the guys,
and then they agreed to it. I know there is a few things that the guys want to see changed into it that, first time, it's never going to be perfect the first time. There's a couple little things that they want to see changed, so.
Well, this is my first time. I would like a little advice. Am I starting too early?
I personally, I don't think so. I mean, you're already halfway through the
no,
year.
it took us,
Okay.
it took us the last time almost 6 months to get it.
And especially for what you're saying, Bill, as far as, it would be nice to have some sort of idea what kind of
Where
raise
we're
they're
going
gonna get, so you
budget-wise.
can put it in the budget.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're shooting blind at the budget.
Then some member of the board or myself should be contacting this Michael Richardson.
Since I worked with him, I'll contact him and see what he does.
Okay.
Because we worked together on it, we put a lot of time in, so.
I got a quick question relative to this discussion and a previous one. Didn't Richardson generate an employee handbook for us that was up to date at the moment?
He has copies from he does a lot of municipalities. He does CBAs with at least 20 different municipalities. And he has worked with the town of Catskill and a number of other places. And he was very reasonable too. I think it was under $3,000 the last time to do all this work.
Right, but in
But he-
reference to the employee handbook.
Yes, he can
issue.
present one to us. I think we opted not to get it at
Okay,
the
that's-
time,
that's-
is
that
what
was my
happened.
question. That was my question. Is Richardson a lawyer?
No, he's a mediator and union negotiator, but he's accredited. That he's not
As such,
himself.
yeah, okay.
Can I ask you then to get a sample employee handbook from him at the same time?
I will speak to him and see what he has, and
Okay.
I'll, at the next meeting, everyone will know what's going on, okay? I'll make that happen.
Old business. Well, first of all, the LPL agreement, the outline that I gave you and a description of what they are, what they do. Have we reviewed that? It's better than what I had hoped for. As a brokerage house, this outfit does a lot of municipal business, and the accounts where our money will be put before it's swept back into the town accounts, they do sweep agreements, are FDIC insured. So it acts the same in keeping us under the 250. And by the way, that both banks that we are doing business with now are providing the security over the 250. So it's shaping up wonderful. I had a little problem. I couldn't find a founding document for the town of Palatine. So as a businessman, whenever I wanted the information on a corporation, I always went to the Bureau of Corporations. I tried that, and guess what? They didn't know anything about the town of Palatine. So Mrs. Dunn took care of it for us, and I have access to that paperwork now, and I can make out the application with this LPL outfit and get this investment stuff going.
Now, they're basically brokers and not a bank themselves.
Yes. But they do business with a lot of banks, and they can shuffle any amount of money to any amount of banks. We won't be overtaxing them.
Yeah,
You know, it's
no, I just asked you a structural question.
it's wonderful.
I have no opinion on it at all.
Well, it's much better than I had hoped for.
So they would be minding, because this is sort of a rotisserie operation of, here, then there, moving assets around. They would be the masters of the dance, insofar as this is.
They basically buy the T-bills.
Okay,
Okay, at our direction, we give the direction to them or to NBT.
yeah,
And what was the general fund for this town in NBT, I plan on using as the investment account. That money will go to the brokerage house, and the brokerage house will buy the T-bills.
it sounds great, Bill, but does any other town do it with a broker like this that we're aware of?
Yeah, they do business with other municipalities, it's LPL.
Okay,
Yes, we're not the first guy down this road.
Sure.
Now, in the small municipalities like we're a small municipality. We don't have much leverage with these guys. $1 million investment portfolio to them isn't hardly worth monkeys with.
yeah,
So, I'm pleased with what we've come up with,
okay.
so I think it's going to work well. Okay. We asked at last month's meeting to have the ethics board activity prior to the current board being seated, back from you, Mr. Spencer. Have you brought that paperwork in to the Linda yet?
No, I didn't. Three reasons. Just kind of enumerate what happened in the last year and a half. We were selected to the ethics board. There was a new law written. There were two complaints made. we held a meeting, not realizing that the ethics board, the ethics law had not been submitted to Albany and received, or it's been submitted, but had been mailed in error, or taken in error. And then the meeting we had with the three members at that time, myself included, we declared both issues null and void. Mainly, two reasons. The one is confidential. The other is that we didn't have the new law in place. Not knowing that, because we had not had administered the oath of office, there was no ethics board. So therefore, there is no paperwork. Because Mr. Supervisor chose to, in error, in my own opinion, in error, to dissolve the ethics board because the oath of office was not administered. So therefore, we have nothing to turn over.
Okay, did you act within your capacity,
Wait a minute, stop.
as a,
Stop,
no?
stop, wait a minute.
You're out of order.
I'm not out of order, there's no such thing as me being.
Second time, you're out of order.
I'm not out of order.
Good time.
You can
Third
turn that
time,
thing
you're
all
out of
day.
order.
You cannot
Sean, you
question.
wanna call the sheriff?
Please do so. Please do so. You cannot speak to
You
a.
wanna leave now?
No, you cannot.
Or you
speak
wanna
to-
wait for the sheriff's
You cannot
deputy to
speak
take
to
you
a
out?
citizen like that. You can.
We're in recess.
Go
I'll
ahead.
leave the recording running.
Please.
Call the sheriff.
I got an old man sweater.
One to 174 Grand Street.
141.
141. Oh, yes, Sean Cotton down in town, Palatine, Town Hall, 141 Grand Street. Can you send a deputy down here, please? No, Town of Palatine. Yep, Town Hall. It'd be West Grand. Out of order. Meeting's out of order. And no, yeah. Sean Cotton. Yes. C-O-T-T-O-N. No, C-E, or C-O-T-T-O-N. Yes. 10,769. Yes, the one that I dialed, John. Is that one? Or, yeah, 155 H Grand Road, Fort Plain.